In the beginning, there was nothing. Then Aristotle said, "Let there be ethics! You shall be named after my father, Nicomachean ethics." Aww. In the search for what is right and wrong, ethics was born. What is this fancy-looking theory, you may ask? Well, to find the conclusion that everyone in the universe would agree to, we must explore its thoughtful premises. Entertain this idea with me. We determine the function of a creature, object, X. We determine a function of X by simply observing what it's better at than other Y's. Then, there is a function in everything in the world. Let's take a look at a horse then. Speed and endurance are necessary to travel great distances in a timely manner. A horse is faster and has higher endurance than other Ys. Therefore, a horse's function is to be fast and have high endurance. If a horse doesn't have legs, is it a good horse? No, a horse doesn't have fucking legs. How is it going to travel? Roll around like a bowling pin? It's a bad horse. Now, what makes a good human? To answer this question, we must first answer, what is the function of a human? Compared to other Ys, we're really good at living in societies. So a good human performs well in a society. Then that means if you're not contributing to society, you are a bad person. Oh wait, you don't have a civilization? You're a barbarian, you uncivilized fuck. Let me civilize you with a little bit of colonization real quick. I bet you don't even know that the earth is round. Whoa. What do you mean you're trying to immigrate into my society? You like my culture, my life? You want to take it for your own? Build that wall up now. Get out of my country, you illegal alien! This totally generic superhero movie opens up to an 8-day-old baby that was forced to leave his home because his parents kicked him out.
Clearly, it was time to move on.
Then we zoom out to find 2 planets. This planet is named the Minorities because they're blue, and this planet is named the Superior because they're white. Wait a minute. Are you agreeing to that mockery above? Do you genuinely believe that certain races are superior because of genetics? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Racial theory? It's a lie. Here, let me prove it to you. North and South Korea. They used to be one country until the Japanese came and conquered it. Then America came, slathered napalm everywhere, and dropped the sun twice. Just like how Germany got split, America and Russia split Korea into half, and this happened in 1945. Now, fast forward to the present day. One country is dying from starvation and disease, while the other makes so much money that they have the luxury to spread their culture by tempting me with K-Boy's chocolate abs. Was genetics the reason why they're so different now? Are North Koreans just simply inferior because of DNA? No! They're literally the same race of people. There's obviously a different reason as to why these 2 nations are so different. How can you judge a person just by their fucking genetics? Then, how should we judge a person? These two baby boys make their heroic adventure to Earth. One ends up in a mansion to be groomed by the elites, and the other ends up in a prison where all the dirty criminals are.
Can we keep it?
They grow up to learn the social norms of their new surroundings, and my boy gets shunned out of the group because he fucked up once. You shouldn't have made that one mistake, young man. You should have known that you would be punished for it. Megamind reaching his limit, he blows up the school. I'm sorry to interrupt your favorite school shooter song, but before we continue it, I have one question for you. What is the role of the government? Well, I don't claim to be a political scientist, but the government's role is to serve the people. Great. Thank you for telling me what I already know. Can we go back to the movie now? No, I lied about the one question policy. What would you do if the government failed to serve you? Complain? What if the government failed to protect you and it actively attacks you? Rebel, obviously. Fair enough. Then, is it safe to say that I don't trust African Americans because they rebel against the government that has failed to serve and protect them? I'm so sorry. I may have been a little bit drunk and radicalized by Aristotle's teachings. I apologize for being an asshole. Oh, no need to say sorry, man. I know how convincing his teachings are. I do pity you, though. What for? You didn't even get to the true meat of it all, my friend. Really? Yeah. I gotta say first, you came to the wrong conclusion. The argument, the function of a person is to live in a society, is to support another argument that we humans have a universal purpose, and that's to be happy. We do any action to be happy in their end, right? Yeah, obviously. And so, Aristotle argues that we should strive to be virtuous because it makes us the happiest, which results in us doing the right thing in choices. The virtue he talks about isn't piety as we think of it today. Virtue is made up of these qualities. Okay then, how do we achieve it? Is there an instruction manual? No, there is no set in stone rule on how to be a good person, but there are some guidelines. As we live, we will come upon people that perform good deeds, and that's when we know how to be virtuous. We habituate good behaviors from what we learn from others. So, if you were taught that stealing was an act of virtue, you would be happy freeing thieves and be doing the right thing at the same time? Wait a minute, that's outrageous! Megamind grew up in a literal prison. He was taught that stealing is good and policemen are bad, so we shouldn't trust him. That teacher was doing the right thing, letting him get bullied and actively supporting Megamind's downfall. Sometimes, your number one op is your own government-assigned teacher. He was going to rebel and become a criminal anyways when he grows up. Obviously, his surroundings are going to mold him into a bad person. The premises are completely different, but they both end up at the same conclusion, judging another person by their race. However, by invalidating the premises, we can also invalidate the conclusion as well, right? Or is this it? Is this the final truth that we must all come to accept? Alright, fine. Let's go back to your weird obsession with this school shooter song. Psych!
I was destined to be a supervillain, and we were destined to be rivals. He took the name Metroman, defender of Metrocity. I decided to pick something a little more humble. Megamind, incredibly handsome criminal genius and master of all villainy.
Oh, man! This dialogue intro gets my entire body tighter than the asshole of a Spider-Man fan seeing Peter Parker's loved one die 50 times because it's just so deep, man, after witnessing it 49 more times.
Pushing or dragging?
Oh, hey there, Mr. Fletcher. Did you use your ass hairs to grow them back?
I'm a changed man, and I'm ready to re-enter society as a solid citizen.
You're a villain, and you'll always be a villain.
Well, isn't this a lovely kids movie to dissociate with reality?
Now, are you a rusher, or are you a dragger, or are you gonna be on my fucking time?
Wow, okay, the stuff they make you read on air, that's unfreaking believable. It's crazy.
I wrote that piece myself.
So Hal is a Dark Souls player.
Not love. We're not in love. I'm not saying I love you. Hey, I love you, whatever. But I'm not saying like I'm in love with you. I'm saying...
We're all thinking the same thing, right?
You were right.
I'll always be a villain.
All right, put your hands in the air. Hey, Metro City.
I love you, Metro Man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You weren't supposed to see that.
Miss Ritchie, we meet again.
Would it kill you to wash the bag?
You can scream all you wish, Miss Ritchie. I'm afraid no one can hear you. Stop! She's using her nosy reporter skills on your weak-willed mind.
So that's what the liberals are drinking. Roxanne Ritchie's bathwater. They're getting brainwashed and becoming submissive to the government.
Such tricks won't work on me.
Please talk slower.
Maybe I'll buy myself some Roxanne Ritchie bathwater. No! I must pursue my path of enlightenment. I can have a little treat. I've been a good boy this week. And here, we get introduced to Megamind's little heart.
You call this predictable? What's this? Boom! Look, what? Shock and awe! Oh, it's so... What's this one do?
His heart is that of a little kid. They try to act all tough and scary like those villains they've seen in movies, because it's just so cool looking.
You don't seem to understand. Earth isn't yours to conquer.
But they don't actually go through with genocide or other villainous acts. He just buys stuff from Romania and is basically cosplaying.
Yes. The spider. Even the smallest bite from Arachnus Dethicus will instantly paralyze. Oh! It hit me!
Give it up, Megamind. Your plans never work.
Why is Megamind so obsessed with Metroman? I think it's because of how his face resembles that of Elvis and that Dorito-shaped body just flicks something inside me. Oh, no. I mean Megamind. One thing is for certain, though. It's not revenge. I think it's the same reason as to why I'm obsessed with problems. I see something that is challenging. I want to beat it, like playing a game. I beat a stage, the rat brain scratchy 9000 just rushes through my brain. For Megamind, Metroman is that puzzle. He's been trying to beat this beautiful and gorgeous man for his entire life now. He's going to be Sisyphus when Sisyphus finally pushes that boulder to the top of that hill. Also, they're playing their parts within the superhero genre. They don't genuinely possess a typical heroic villainous intentions. They're giving the people a fucking show. Imagine, you walk downtown and you see a Superman and an evil-looking alien dude with a giant head talking shit to each other. I would be sitting down and watching that, even if I get caught in the crossfire. There's a Korean phrase, between the battle of two whales, shrimps' backs explode. I want to be that shrimp. I want to see giants that are hyping us up for an epic fight by mocking each other and the...
We're at the abandoned observatory.
Gosh, Roxy, I wanted to go out with a bang. You just had to ruin the boys' night. Or did she?
You didn't think you were in the real observatory, did you?
What a genius!
Over here, old friend. In case you haven't noticed, you've fallen right into my trap.
You can't trap justice. It's an idea, a belief.
Even the most heartfelt belief can be corroded over time.
Justice is a non-corrosive metal.
But metals can be melted by the heat of revenge.
It's revenge, and it's best served cold.
But it can be easily reheated in the microwave of evil.
Well, I think your warranty is about to expire.
Maybe I got an extended warranty.
Warranties are invalid if you don't use the product for its intended purpose.
I love this scene so fucking much.
Crab nuggets!
Abe Lincoln gives some help to Megamind, then kills Metroman by dropping the sun on him. The villain won? This is definitely not a kid's movie.
You did it, sir.
I did it.
He did it.
I did it.
So you do know the difference!
You did it, sir.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it. Atrocity is mad.
What you plan to do with us and this city.
Good. I'm glad you asked that. A match. Multiply it by 6.
Yeah, no. He doesn't have a plan. After his grand entrance and taking his seat upon the throne of Mayor, he gets depressed. Megamind fulfilled his dreams, though. His lessons from school and prison successfully showed him the path of virtue, right? He defeated justice, successfully robbed banks, and yet he isn't happy.
Just think about it. We have it all. Yet we have nothing.
Is Nicomachean ethics false, then? No, not exactly. I'll get back into it later, but first, say hello to my shiny-headed friend, John Stuart Mill. He looked at this 2,000-year-old ethical theory and thought, man, I wish I was gay. Oh wait, no. He said, man, I could definitely improve this. The lack of rules within Nicomachean ethics is troubling to many people, including me. There is no straightforward rule you could point to if someone took over the city. Megamind's actions can be mistakenly seen to be justified through this lens because Megamind was taught from a young age that stealing and other illegal activities was a good thing and justice was bad. Subsequently, beating Metroman would mean Megamind would be virtuous, and all his actions against Metroman would also be considered as so. No, they're not, and I will tell you why. Sanctioned utilitarianism argues that our moral sense is grounded on two things: pleasure equals good, and pain equals bad. All our actions can be determined if they're right or wrong based on this foundation. Then, wouldn't that mean that we should all be stabbing ourselves with a healthy heroin that gives no negative side effects for the rest of our lives? No, just because a pig is happy from rolling around in the mud in its own shit doesn't mean we as humans should do it as well. It is better to be a dissatisfied Socrates than a satisfied pig. Just as we prefer quality food over British cuisine, there are qualities of pleasure. Of course, some forms of it, such as reading, painting, and dancing, might be discouraging from the beginning. But given enough time, a person will know the true value of these forms. Since pleasure equals good, our actions of increasing it would mean we're doing the right thing. And of course, if we increase it within multiple people, we will be performing a greater service to the world. Nicomachean ethics, after some time, ends up like this, but personally, the tedious process one must take to try to identify what is right and wrong is just too much for me. I'd rather just point to a rule than compare between things until the end of time. There's one more wrinkle under sanctioned utilitarianism, and that's justice. To right the wrongs, we must punish those who are in the wrong. Under this theory, X is wrong if and only if it is rational to sanction X. It is rational to sanction X if and only if sanctioning X maximizes the value of the consequences of acting. Here, I am using the word sanction for a reason. The degree of pain from sanctioning someone can vary from tiny to life-altering. A valid example of sanctioning someone is making one guilty of their problematic statement about women by giving them a scrutinizing look. To punish someone usually brings up the idea of putting someone in a metal box for some time. But how will that guarantee that person to change? If they don't feel remorse for their actions, they will serve their time and most likely not have learned what they did was wrong. But when they do feel guilty, that's when they will incite change within themselves. Roxanne and Megamind talk about Metroman's death, but on the opposite sides of the same coin. When Roxanne tries to figure out who is talking from the other side, Megamind uses Bernard the Cynic to become Bernard the Redeemer. This beginning of their dynamic is so goddamn juicy. I would squeeze every drop out of this scene if I could. Megamind wears Bernard and he becomes his true self in front of his victim, still talking about the same subject, but interpreting each other's message differently. They inspire each other to try to revert the world back to when it came from, with very mixed results. Megamind makes a superhero serum.
A yin with no yang. A bullfighter with no bull to fight. In other words, I have no purpose.
How are you gonna do it?
Metroman's power of good and evil, which will put everything back the way it was. It's his DNA. Extract the source of Metroman's awesome power for the greater good of bad.
It's just plain bad.
Oh, you don't know what's good for bad. Let's find a suitable subject. Someone of noble heart and mind.
But then, a phone call comes from a person who never had a phone. You think Megamind would have time to be on Twitter? He's too busy launching satellites into space that drop dwarf stars on any location on the surface of the Earth. The opportunity cost is too damn great to own a phone for this intelligent, big brain alien. Roxanne calls Bernard and...
How did she find my hideout?
While Roxanne inspires him to make a superhero, Bernard inspires her to become a hero herself by storming into the villain's lair all by herself. God, the balls on this woman. Absolutely none. Problem. Roxanne Ritchie needs to leave the lair right now. Megamind can't let her know anything important from his private property. Just shoot her then. No. Megamind likes her.
Oh, really? She's so cute.
How does he solve this problem? He puts on his disguise.
I happened to be speed walking nearby when you called.
In a suit?
Uh-huh. It's called formal speed walking.
And then...
The mother load!
Oh! Wow.
Just look at this thing.
Change of plan. No witnesses.
Do it, minion! It's me!
Well, that backfired.
Find out what this weird-looking gun does.
No, don't shoot that gun!
She got the super soldier serum. It seems like Megamind lost to the hero before he even got to...
His strength's too much! Oh, I work out! Really paying off! You're so fit and strangely charismatic! I did my best, but he's too fantastic. Let go, it's mine!
Bernard, run!
You're going to break it!
Roxanne?
I guess Megamind's plan didn't fail completely.
Who are you?
Oh, this is Bernard. He's my partner.
Partner?
Yes.
Oh? Aww.
I'll call you tomorrow, partner.
Okay. The next 15 minutes of the movie is just set up for the great part of the movie. And I am not motivated enough to praise dumb shit, so I will give you a very short rundown. Megamind becomes Darth Vader and trains Hal to become a superhero. Bernard and Roxy build up their relationship, and Roxy inspires Megamind to be a better person. Megamind betrays his homie over a girl. Roxy figures out Megamind's hero plan. Hal does incel shit to her, and she stabs his heart till he fucks off. Alright, 15 minutes is up. Let's slow things down, right? Get back into a romantic groove between Bernard and Roxy.
Sorry, I'm late.
Wow, your hair looks exciting.
They get a cute little date going. Then my boy Bernard asks, "Would you still love me if I was a worm?" in a very intellectual way.
Say I wasn't so normal. Let's say I was bald and had the complexion of a popular primary color.
You don't judge a book by its cover or a person from the outside.
Oh, that's a relief to hear.
You judge them based on their actions.
I call this belief the executioner's sword, for it reveals all that is within that person without bias. Just as how the sword carves out Bernard's courage, empathy, and love, it doesn't spare the lies and ego of Megamind. But of course, the wielder of the sword isn't unbiased and may twist even the right to wrong.
Why are you so evil? Tricking me? What could you possibly hope to gain? Wait a minute. Oh, I don't believe this. Do you really think that I would ever be with you?
Just as how he dealt with rejection from his peers in school, he copes with his rejection by absolutely serving cunt. And tries to enact his grand hero plan. But Hal had other ideas.
Turns out, Roxanne doesn't want anything to do with me. Some new costume design, see?
Costume design?
You'd be the brains, so you'd get a little...
Megamind decides to fuck it, we ball, and provokes Hal to attack him by attacking his fragile masculine sexuality.
Storm! Mwah, mwah, mwah.
When I get my hands on you...
Megamind's dopamine level is so high and is very satisfied with how his hero plan turned out. But Hal is still mad at Megamind for revealing to the world about his internet history. So...
Calling time out! Used to defeat.
Megamind gets help from Roxy, trying to find the weakness of Hal at Metroman's hide. What in the fuck?
Hey.
In all seriousness, Metroman is the best superhero character I've witnessed so far in my life. And it all starts from a place of admiration and hatred. Whenever I watch movies and I spot inconsistencies or scenes that make me think, well, that doesn't make sense. Man, fuck you, movie, for taking me out of your goddamn story. I lose my shit. Why? Because I care. When I watch The Flash or a movie with a speedster in it, I roll my damn eyes at almost every single one of them because their powers show them to be literal gods that allows them full control of any situation. And yet, they get beaten to a pulp. Not because of another god confronting them, but just a regular person with an ice gun, or a being that doesn't have super speed yet somehow catches our hero off guard. Metroman? He has no problems like the ones I mentioned, and he is the fastest superhero I have ever seen. But the main reason why I badly want this man to be in me isn't because of how consistent he is, how cool his powers are, or how handsome and detailed his polygons are. It's his story. He was born with the powers of a god, but he only played as a hero for the rewards. We see how his childhood and his environment affected him into being one. He never truly wanted to help other people out of the kindness of his heart. Those pictures from the newspapers and battle at the beginning of the movie was all an act for him. He let Megamind take pictures of him, have witty banters, and let Roxanne be tied up Even though he could have just searched the entire planet, found Megamind, and thrown him into a jail in less than a nanosecond, he didn't. Because he is literally an attention whore with godlike powers. What an oiled up character. And so, we see it all. This story all starts from a tired god refusing to be a hero.
And Music Man was born. I have eyes that can see right through lead.
How could you do this? The people of the city relied on you and you deserted them. You left.
Roxy tries to convince Megamind to fight Hal together.
I say we go back to the evil lair, grab some ray guns, hold him sideways, and just go all gangsta on him.
But Megamind's guilt takes him whole. He created this monster and began the destruction of the city. He gives himself to Mr. Fletcher and tries to pay for his crimes in prison. Roxanne, on the other hand, had metal balls. She tries to fight Hal with reason, but ultimately fails. Roxanne inspires Megamind to fight him and perfectly encapsulates who Megamind is as a character.
The Megamind I knew would never have run from a fight, even when he knew he had absolutely no chance of winning. It was your best quality.
Roxanne. Warden! Listen to me, you have to let me go. Titan has to be stopped.
You are a worthless, friendless fag.
That you want to hear me say it, I'll say it. I am sorry.
Say it louder!
Please don't make this city. Don't make Roxanne pay for my wrongdoings.
Apology accepted.
Good luck, fellas!
We're gonna die!
This battle starts with the greatest opening known to me. I will die on this hill, defending the truth.
Oh, you're a villain, all right. Just not a super one.
Yeah? What's the difference?
Presentation!
Megamind saves Roxy, throws her to safety, and then gets fucking killed. Wow. The shortest lifespan of a hero. Well, goodbye, Roxy. It was nice knowing you.
Please, let's have a little respect for public transport.
Metroman! Let's go! Go get him, boy! Damn. This movie sucks, huh? Very cliche of you. It was Bernard all along? Best movie of all time. How? I hope you know. I will rip you apart, and the world will never know where you are. Why? Because I will have chewed every single part of your body until it is gone. This movie is a roller coaster ride, tricking me at every corner of the plot, beating me into a wall, and throwing me into the air. God, I love getting my brain fondled by other people. With his problem-solving skills and technology, Bernard beats Hal and calls him a big fat loser.
Lose! Get back, you savages!
Can't let go of that racist side still, huh? But if Hal got Metroman's powers, shouldn't he be as fast as Metroman? Bro, are you seriously comparing a science experiment that doesn't have the experience, muscle mass, and beauty as this peak male specimen? Alright, let's wrap up this unethical video about a movie that shows a blue man with blue balls and not showing enough of nude Metroman. The message the movie and I want to share with you is about change. We all have the ability to change, don't we? Modern racism. God, I hate it so much. The amount of people who genuinely believe in it, and those who love to twist that word to cancel people, genuinely sickens me to my core. We shouldn't judge a person just based on their race, because obviously anyone can change. We also shouldn't deny people happiness because of their problematic statements they made a long time ago and have changed in the present. How do you know they're truly wrong without even getting to know them as a person? How morally superior must you be to not believe in a person's ability to learn and make mistakes? Even if they literally grew up in a prison, surrounded by criminals, and they were bullied as a child and secluded from their peers, they can still change and be a good person. But it all starts from that moment of pain called regret. If there's one important thing to take with you from this video, it's this. This beautiful, intelligent man grew up systematically abused, almost killed himself, pulled himself out of darkness, and decided to change others' lives for the better. He made sanctioned utilitarianism, and I believe that his ethical theory is the best in deciding what is truly right and wrong in our daily interactions with the hellscape nightmare of an existence called the internet. I hope this tool can help you in your adventures within your life. I love you, and thank you for watching.
Right on. Keep on doing it.
I swear you got it together, baby.
My baby, keep on. Keep on.
Whatever. Girl, I'll do it. Forever and ever, yeah. I'll see you through it. I've got to keep you pleased in every way I can. I give you all of me as much as you can stand. Make love to you right now, that's all I wanna do. I know you need it, girl, and you know I need it too. 'Cause I found what the world is searching for. Here, right here, my dear. I don't have to look no more. And all my days, I've hoped and I prayed for someone just like you. Make me feel the way you do. Never gonna give you up. I'm never ever gonna stop. Not the way I feel about you. Girl, I just can't live without you. I'm never ever gonna quit, 'cause quit just ain't my shtick. I'm gonna stay right here with you. Do all the things you want me to.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.